Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Ask the Nanny. Tonight, our special guest is Miss Carrie the Nanny,
Hi.
but her real name is Carrie Bland, but we know her as Carrie the Nanny. So we're going to call her Carrie the Nanny. Tonight, we're going to be talking about water safety. This is something that's near and dear to my heart. Um, and I'm sure it's near and dear to Carrie's heart because Carrie has been. Well, I tell you what, I'll let Carrie tell you what she's done while I share this broadcast to some groups. All right, Carrie, you have the floor.
All right, perfect. Well, hi everyone. I'm Carrie. I live in Indianapolis with my husband and almost 6-month-old baby and 1-year-old puppy who is sometimes worse than the baby. And I grew up on a swim team and lifeguarding, and then became a swim coach on that swim team that I grew up on. And I've been a nanny for 10 years this year, actually, officially. I'm not rounding up anymore.
Woohoo!
Official 10-year anniversary of me being a nanny. And I've been working with all my kiddos, all my families over these past 10 years in the summer and in the winter if we have access to indoor swimming. And yeah, very passionate about water safety, and it's one of my favorite things to talk about. On my Instagram handle at Carrie the Nanny, I was sharing some tips these past few weeks and things because I am very comfortable around the water and grew up around the water, and I am a good swimmer and everything else, but I was having some new mom dream anxiety about my baby.
Ooh.
Um, yeah, just kind of disappearing. And anyways, so thought I would channel that into some, Instagram posts and some education for everyone. Last year, I know Angela and I did seminar, I guess, a webinar on water safety for the U.S. Nanny Association, and I was
Mhm.
on a Chronicles of Nania podcast last year with Martha. Also, I forget what the number is. It came out in June of 2020 too. So if you follow Martha on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to podcasts, there's a whole thing on there too. So
But it's good to have a refresher
yeah,
every year because things change every year. So it's great to have a refresher.
yeah.
So give us a fun fact before we get started.
Fun fact. Okay, well, so I became a nanny 10 years ago. I went to the English Nanny and Governess School, which isn't there anymore, but it was in Cleveland, Ohio. And
Wow.
I there, they filmed us for a Nightline episode on Hollywood Moms. And so there was like a 5-minute clip, and I was on Nightline on national television in July of 2020.
Wow. Carrie the Nanny is famous. Okay, you frozen,
To find
Carrie.
it. Oh,
Are you there?
are we back? Can you see me?
I see you, but you're
Can you
okay. I
see
see you
me?
now. I can see you now. Okay. You were
Okay.
frozen for a minute.
I
I
don't know.
was
I
like,
turned the Wi.
oh no.
Oh gosh. Okay. Are we clear then?
I can hear you, but you're moving kind of like this.
Ooh. Well, I don't know what to do about that.
We got you now. We got you now. We got you now. So as I
Okay.
read through your tips, the one thing that struck me the most was because I used to work in Florida and all along the beach. I just took a vacation to Galveston, Texas, which is an island out in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico. Both of them. Okay, so Panama City is in the Gulf of, is on one side of the Gulf of Mexico. Galveston is on the other side of the Gulf of Mexico. So I know about the Gulf of Mexico. And what I do know is
Right.
that when I went to the beach, I saw all these kids run into the water and parents just sitting back, relaxing in their chairs, got their sunglasses on, drinks in their hands. And I'm like, that's a 4-year old. You can know how you, as a nanny, you can look at a child and tell how old they are. I'm
Yeah.
like, so the 4-year old is running towards the water. The flag says red. And I'm thinking, did you even pay attention? The
Right.
undertow will grab him and just go with him. And you're sitting there having a drink.
Strongest swimmers
And
too. Like those red flags, like they'll pull the strongest swimmers out into the water, like let alone a four. That's terrifying and terrible.
so the one that stood out to me the most was have your kids within one arm's length of you. That's the one that stood out to me.
Yes, water, especially in the open water. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you should be able to like reach out and touch them, or I mean, you could do a little torso lean, but you need to be right there with them. I mean, because there's, especially when you're at the beach, I mean, there's lifeguards, but that is a lot of water. That is a lot of dark water a lot of times, and like you can't see the bottom if they go down or if they get sucked out. Um, Another good generic rule for children in bodies of water, especially like with the waves, because the waves will come up higher. Like you should be in no higher than your knees. So then, like when the wave comes, maybe it's to your waist. So like you can still have plenty of fun in the water with your knees, but you should be right there next to them. I see that mostly in
Hmm.
pools when the parents are like in the chairs and the kids are swimming and things. And I mean, yes, again, there's lifeguards there too, but they have so many other people to watch. Like they aren't giving their full attention to your child. Like, and it's not their fault. They are trying to scan the whole pool and make sure this kid's not running and that kid's, not jumping on the side and this kid's not flipping off the other kid, crazy things.
Right.
Um, but yeah, they that's that's actually really good to me. I believe that.
I just
Up and go with the 4-year old then, or the 4-year old can stay.
no. I mean, the 4-year old's just playing. Well, he was playing in the water. Now, I mind you, the water was at his knee level,
But
but this is
you out.
the sand is a dark brown.
Mm,
And so the water is kind of when rolling in, it picks up the sand and it looks a dark brown.
yeah,
And the little boy had on, he didn't have on a swim shirt. He just had on swim trunks and they were a dark blue.
yeah. There's a whole
So
about
that
that too.
was my biggest concern. I'm like, if he gets pulled under, you're not going to be able to see him.
Right. Well, I mean, not that I just learned that, but I guess I just kind of acknowledged that fact this year. That, yeah, like the dark blue suits and, or black or purple, like those don't show up in the bottoms of natural bodies of water or the pools, even. Like you want to get, your kids the bright yellow, the bright orange, bright pink suits that'll, show out and stuff. My mom, when I was on swim team, she would always get me like the hot pink swim cap or, bright orange or, whatever color that wasn't the team cap, because the team colors were blue and white and we blended into the water and I blended in with all the other swimmers. And that was how she found me with the, bright swim cap. So why wouldn't you want to be able to pick out your child, even if you, even if you are sitting like, back here ways and you're not like in the water with them,
And you enjoying your little drink.
your little mojito or your seltzer or whatever you're doing, sipping through your straw. And
Yes,
but don't you want to like? I mean, yeah,
you're going to be able to see your child.
be an arm's length from your child, but don't you want to be able to find your child like in an instant? I don't know.
Yes, I had my grandson last week, and I it was Nana summer camp
Yeah,
last week,
that's so fun.
and it was that last week or was it before last? It may have been week before. Okay, what is today? I'm lost. It might have been 2 weeks ago. Okay, might have been a week and a half ago. Okay, So the first Memorial Day week, okay.
Okay.
So we went to Galveston, and before they left home coming this way, because it was like an 8 hour drive, I said, make sure that he has bright swimwear. She said, oh, you don't have to worry about that. Isaiah likes to be seen. And his swimwear is all kinds of bright. And when I saw it, I said, give me a high five. You just like Nana. Okay, come on. But his swimwear, and he had on a life jacket that was a that neon yellow greenish color. It had gray stripes in it, but you could definitely see the neon green. We
Mhm.
got in the pool. We went to the beach, but it was raining that day, and so we didn't get we put our feet in the water.
Mhm.
Now I don't know what's the difference between putting your feet in the water in the ocean and putting your feet jumping in the pool. He had fun in the pool on Wednesday. When we got to the beach on Friday, oh, that's wet. That's gritty. It's got all over myself. I was like,
It's
you were the first one in the pool.
sand and the wave and the textures and all of that. I mean, it completely throws off kids and things too. But that's awesome that he had the bright life jacket and the bright suit. And that actually had me think about like another thing too, like with floaties. So I was on swim team. I was a good swimmer. My mom would sit on the beach, and my swim team friends and I, we'd kick out like on our floats and kind of just, like hang out. We weren't practicing swimming. We were just enjoying the time
Mhm.
after practice. And anyways, it was a big rectangle float, and one side was dark blue and one side was red. And you have to keep the red side up for the boaters, and so mom can see you from the shore. So she's like, you know, you want to keep the bright colors out.
Yes, definitely. So you can see your child because, like you said, the strongest swimmer can get sucked under. And I've walked along, my exercise was in Panama City. I would go to the beach and I would walk along the edge of the water so I can get my free pedicure. And I would walk, but I could tell the days when the undertow was got out because as I'm walking, I can literally feel the sand being pulled
Oh,
from under my feet.
yeah. Yeah, and actually, like I mean, there was I know I made a post about this, and I said this last year too, and to everyone, like no one is drown proof. Like swimming lessons don't make you drown proof. Like there are lifeguards at the Olympics, and like they're doing trials right now for the Summer Olympics, and there's a Instagram page. I'm not sure if they're on Facebook also, or have a website, but it's like Aquatic Water Connection. I'm pretty sure it is. But anyways, they just shared an article. There was a synchronized swimmer who lost consciousness or got anxiety during a performance or something, and a coach had to go in and get her like today at the Olympic trials. Like, and
Wow.
they are good swimmers, and they're in a pool without an undertow and clear water and like everything else, and just she went down. And it can literally happen to anyone. Drowning is
Wow.
the only like preventable thing. Well, I don't know if it's the only, but it's completely preventable, but it could happen to anyone. Young, old, strong, weak. It has no it doesn't discriminate against any sort of body type, age, whatever.
Wow. Now I read one of your posts, and it says teach your child to float on their back. Why is that important?
Well, that's the best because that's the most like relaxed state you can be in the water. So, like, say you're swimming and you get a cramp, you can like roll over on your back and float and breathe until, and you can even do some like light, flutter kicks or arm strokes until you can roll back over and swim. Or when children, if a child falls into the water in the pool, that's mostly where they teach it in ISR. I think it is the infant.
I love that program.
Yeah, so they teach them to roll on their backs, because if they fall in the water with their clothes on, in their bathing suits, like at a party by themselves, whatever the case is, they can roll over onto their back and yell, or just breathe and wait for somebody to come get them if if they can't. But you're in a position where you can yell for people, because when you're if you're in trouble in the water, you're gonna end up going vertical, and like it's not you're not going to be able to yell for help. So floating is like the most important thing and way to keep yourself above the water and to not drown.
Cool. So you mentioned is RS? Is that what
I
it's called? IS? No, I'm in tax season. I'm sorry.
IRS.
Okay, my blooper for tonight. ISR. Okay, flip those letters around, Angela. Okay, so what exactly is ISR?
I believe um so I know to become a certified um instructor, which I've looked into, I think it's like, well, I don't know. I know it's a lot of hours and I know it's a lot of money, and I know it's a lot of money if you pay someone to teach your children this, but I know it's worth it. It's about 5 days a week. I'm not sure how many weeks it is, but you essentially you go every day for like 10 minutes and your child is in the water. Mostly they do this with infants, like they do it younger than 6 months, but like 6 months to toddler age, I think is pretty
Mhm.
pretty average. And you go every day for 10 minutes. They do, safety swimming. They teach them to roll over. I know there's a whole bunch of videos circulating the social media where the coach just like throws the kid in and like snaps their fingers and gets them to roll over. I know that was trending,
Yeah,
but I mean, it is kind of what it is, like that, getting them to roll over. So, infant
it's
swimming course, that is what it is. Yes. I couldn't remember what
okay.
ISR.
I just knew it was infant, so I wasn't about to say it
You knew it was infant. I knew it was swimming. I couldn't remember
because
what.
I already bloopered with IRS.
Right, right.
But I saw it on Facebook, I do believe, and the woman threw the baby. I said, "What you doing with the baby?" I
Yeah.
was screaming. I was screaming at my screen. What you doing with the baby? But then I realized she was there watching and waiting on the baby, and the baby just came up and flipped right over. I was like,
Rolls over,
"Okay."
cries, calls for somebody to, yeah, come get them.
I,
I have a nanny friend who she's not certified in ISR, but she teaches her children swimming, and they have a pool at their house, and there's a fence around it. Like they have all the proper safety things.
mhm.
Parents have taken all the, they have the lock, they have the cover, and that kind of stuff. But I know that she does say that if they have when they have time on days, like sometimes they're randomly walking by the pool and she'll push one of the kids in that she's done like with their clothes on, and they either like if it's a little one they roll over on their back, or the kids have to like kick to the wall, and they're like, what the heck, whatever.
Why did you do it to me?
Like, I'm keeping you sharp.
Right, but I mean, it's a good practice,
Yes.
and she knows that she did it, so she can go and rescue them if
Right.
need be. But the thing about it is it kind of scared me because when she threw that baby, I was mad. I was ready to call her out.
The baby goes down far, but I mean that's what happens if you fall in the pool. If a baby were to like a tiny baby were to roll in, a toddler were to go in, you don't just stop on the surface of the water. Like you go way down. My aunt is not a good swimmer, and but she goes boating and she always wears a life jacket. And anyways, the one time I was very little, I might have been, I don't know, this could have been like 20 years ago, but she jumped off of my parents' boat with a life jacket, but she went down as you do because you're a big adult, and I mean the children go down too, but she didn't know to kick her feet to come back up, and it took the life jacket like a good 20 seconds to bring her back up, and she like had like a panic attack under the water. Like she held her breath and was fine, and she didn't admit it to my mom until a couple years later.
Wow.
But yeah, so
Ooh.
like, yeah, so when you throw the baby in, it does take them a minute to, come back up to the top. So it's just teaching them to hold their breath. And I started doing that with well, I'm not throwing him in the pool, but my 6-month baby. I've taken him in the pool the last 2 days. And I'm really, excited about doing more this summer with him. But like I give him a quick, like I blow in his face to make him go, and then I do a little dip and like put him in the water. So, I'm not chucking him in the deep end just yet, but I did do that when I coached swimming. Because I was in the 8 and unders group, and so they were primarily 4 to 8 year olds. And on the first day of practice, I was like, "Everybody get in and try to swim. If you go to the bottom, I'll come get you." Like, everybody's got to try.
Wow.
But that was also, yeah. So I don't know.
That was not your child. I mean, you were responsible, but
Hire
it's
somebody to do ISR. You don't. I mean, maybe you do it on your own, but I don't know.
that would be hard for me, especially since I know my anxiety.
Yeah,
No, 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 I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
yeah.
And we talked about the drown proof. That nobody's drown proof. We talked about the oh, excuse me. I drank that. What is this?
Are you drinking a
Sparkling
seltzer?
passion. This passion fruit. Uh, what is it called? It's a sparkling passion fruit strawberry naturally flavored beverage. It's got like 6% juice in it.
Oh,
Uh, but
then I'm
it,
like, oh
it
yeah.
made me burp. I was like, I wasn't expecting that. But anyway, so we talked about um, the ISR, and we talked about the diving, and we talked about okay. So when I had a family that I used to work with, and they took their twins to the beach because they like the water, and the first thing they do is head for the water. They got a play yard, put their little sand toys in there, put some water in a big bucket, and put it in there, and let them play. Make the little they're like 1 year olds. But those same twins have a pool next door to them because their grandmother lives next door to them. So they get a lot of experience playing with the pool. And even though um, they get a lot of experience, it still scares me. Now, my question to you is even if your child has the best experience in the world, do you leave them, just go, yeah, go play in the pool?
No, never. Not. I mean, I don't know what the right age is to do that, because I know there's a lot of, if you have a neighborhood pool, there's a lot of 12-year-olds that bicycle to the pool by themselves, or 15-year-olds, or I mean, I don't know. I guess you can take your lifeguarding class when you're 15. So maybe 15 is a good age to, be unsupervised, like maybe in a pool. But number one, you should never swim alone, adults, children,
Mhm.
whatever, anyways, like just in case you cramp. Um, the whole lifeguard thing, they have a lot of other people to be watching. And also, teens are the second highest age group to have drowning accidents, like second to toddlers, because if they don't learn to swim when they're young, a lot of times they're off with friends at pools or
Care. Okay.
oh, what's
Care.
am I back?
You back.
Okay.
You back.
What did I say? What was the last thing?
Teens were the second highest
Yeah.
number.
So yeah, they they'll be showing off with their friends, and they'll, jump in the water even if they can't swim or it's too deep. And um so I mean, I don't know. I guess the main part of it is to always give your children swim lessons and make sure that they are comfortable about the water. But that doesn't mean that the water is any less dangerous if you're a good swimmer or if you are comfortable with it. You still have to respect it, and especially if you're in a open body of water, on a boat or on a beach with an undertow, deep, deep, dark waters. Um, I mean, I'll go back again to like when I went to the beach with my swim team friends. Like, my mom sat on the beach, but she didn't fall asleep. Like she still watched us. I mean, we were children, like that's,
Mhm.
and especially watching somebody else's children, that responsibility, that like we have as nannies. Um, that's a huge responsibility.
And when I took my little girls to the beach, they were like a year old. They were twins, one in one hand, one in another. We sat at the edge of the water, and I let them, because uh, when the waves come, when I say sat at the edge of the water, I mean, you know how the waves come in and go back out. We sat far enough back where if the waves came in, it would cover their legs and then go on back out. We weren't at the edge of the water where if it came in, it bowled them over. No,
Right.
but
Right.
even that scared me because they like to lean all the way over and try to taste the water. Nope, come on back up. Because it was I had swim lessons when I was little,
Mhm.
but you know how they say if you don't use it, you lose it. Well, I
Yeah.
lost, and so now when I work at the beach, I would work with the kids and I would let the parents take them to the beach. I would be back at the condo with the baby, nap time. That yeah, y'all take them. I don't want that responsibility
Yeah. And
of
honestly, probably the best thing that you can do for your nanny kids or your children or whoever it may be, if you're not a strong swimmer, then don't take them, and like just don't even risk it. Like have, have the parents take them,
Mhm.
or hire someone who is, like a high school lifeguard. I know here in Indianapolis there's a lot of high schoolers who are on swim team, and like college kids who are on swim team or lifeguards in the summer. They do a lot of private lessons in the people's homes who have pools and stuff. Like hire one
Okay.
of them to the beach with you. Like if you're not a strong swimmer. I actually learned, which was slightly terrifying because I didn't know about this. I was on a trip to California with a former nanny family of mine, and we were out. We were, jumping the waves, having fun. It was me and two boys and the dad, and then the dad was out there, and I went in because I was like, well, I'm gonna grab my phone and like get some like good, moments of like the children with the dad and stuff. And the mom was on the beach with the babies, and she was like, he's not a good swimmer. And I'm like, do you want to tell me before we're like jumping in the Pacific Ocean? And I'm like way out here, like, because do I have to get him too? Like, what's that situation like? So that was a little scary and frustrating. Needless to say, I did not get the phone for pictures, and I swam back out to where the kids were with the dad. I mean, we could touch, but they were big waves, and that was kind of should have been
If daddy can't swim, somebody needs to be paying attention.
should have been public not like I should have known about that. So
Right, right.
communicate
Karen
that.
says,
Communicate that to your nanny. Like if you're a nanny and you're not a strong swimmer, communicate that to your parents. If the parents if want you to go on a vacation with them and you're the nanny and they're not good swimmers, they need to tell you that. I had another mom boss who wasn't a good swimmer, and she really wanted her children in swim lessons. So we went every week for 3 years. Like we had the same instructor, and that was really important to her, and they had a pool at home, and yeah, so
well,
just of it.
fortunately for me, I've worked with a lot of parents who are scuba divers. So
Oh,
I'm like, okay, y'all
so
take the kids.
I've
Bye.
always I've never done that, but I have always wanted to do that.
Okay, Karen says, have you heard of Abby's Hope? I got a watchdog pass at AdCan event years ago. Abby'shope.org. No, I've never heard of Abby's Hope. Karen, um, I'm not sure. Oh, and hi, Sarah. So sorry, I put it up there and I forgot to say hello. How you doing? Um, And Karen says black bottom pools are a trend on the East Coast right now, and they terrify me. They appear bottomless. can't see diddly squat in them. No, 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 no. I would
That's
not want to. That's scary. That's like being in the ocean.
yeah.
No, no. Who? Okay, I'm gonna be quiet. Cause, no, no. For me, it's all about the safety of the kids. For them, it's the aesthetics of the pool.
Mhm.
Okay, you want
Well,
aesthetics or you want live children? Which one
that,
you want?
that's the same thing with the bathing suits. Don't get the cute, suit. Get that bright orange construction cone, bathing suit. I mean, that's why bicyclers wear those colors. I mean, it makes sense if you think about it. You don't want to blend into the water, and I guess I just had never like put it to words, before, but it really does make sense. Shark.
Do 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 do. Karen, you crack me up, girl. Yes, it is. It is totally, the black bottom is totally like a shark attack. You don't know what's going on and you can't see.
Yeah.
And a lot of us, like me, I don't open my eyes in the water. I
Mm-mm.
can't see. I can't see a thing.
No, I have
You
contacts.
said no jaws. That's even worse.
Ah,
That's even worse, Karen. That's even worse. But so tell us, what other tips do we need to know about pool and water safety?
these were just some ones that I jotted down before we started, real quick, which I already said that, no one is drown proof, which that is probably like one of the most important ones, in my opinion. And you need to keep practicing water safety all year round, especially if you're not in a year round warm weather place where you can't use pools all the time. Like
Hmm.
West. So every, spring and early summer, like refresh on those water safety, tips and and things. Get them in your mind, get them in your children's minds. Repeat the water rules all the time. Every time you go to the pool, the ocean, the beach, wherever you are. That drowning is fast and silent. Um, if someone's drowning, the water level is going to be here, and their mouth is not going to be able to scream for help, especially like because they can't float. And it'll take less than a minute, so that's a terrifying statistic. And they'll be vertical with their arms out, so they're bobbing and they can't yell for help. Make sure you introduce swimming lessons to your children really young. The learning to float. Get CPR certified if you're a parent, if you're a nanny. That should
Yes.
automatically be a thing. If you're a babysitter, if you're a grandma, if you're an aunt, and you're taking children, swimming, then you need to be CPR certified. And even, if you want a resume boost, take a lifeguarding course, take a water safety course, through the American Red Cross or, a local pool. I'm sure like there are a lot of different places to do that. Life jackets, make sure they're Coast Guard certified and try them on before you get onto a boat or go to the beach or do whatever. Adjust the straps and make sure it fits your child or your person. Um, however, whatever.
Tighten them up, because a floating life jacket and a drowning child is not a good thing.
Yeah. And drain your water. I know you said that the 1 year olds were in the playpen with the buckets of water and stuff, but you still need to watch that because they could fall in head first and get stuck and not be able to come out. Most children who are one and under drown at home in bathtubs or in
I
buckets
was
of
just
water.
about to ask you about the bathtub because I know
Yeah.
you said something about draining it. The
Hmm.
the the water tables. That's what I want to know. The water tables.
Doesn't have some water tables have like the covers that you can latch and things like bungee cords almost on four different sides. So those ones I don't drain, but if it's just sitting there, yeah, I pull the plug and put fresh water in every day, just because I mean, number one, it's cleaner water, which is good because there's probably dirt and bugs and everything else in there too. But yeah, if a child were to fall in there, I mean, they might not be able to get out, or it just, you never know. So why even leave it as something that could, potentially happen? Just get rid
Okay.
of it.
I have another question because I know I have done this myself. Um, with my first nanny child, you know those big plastic pools that you can buy at Walmart, Target, Amazon.com, wherever you get the the hard plastic ones that you have to lift up, drain all the water out. Yeah, those. I know a lot of people. Um,
Get my phone. I have to get my charger. This is,
ah,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
but a lot of times they people put water in them in the morning, especially because we were up north. We put water in the morning so that by the afternoon the water's warm enough and the kids are not freezing. Uh-oh, I lost her. Um, hopefully she'll come back. Uh, I think her phone might have just died on her. But live-in nanny Michelle Poppins, I will ask her about your question as soon as she comes back, and plugs in her phone. So, but let me see what Karen says. I describe myself as a strong swimmer. I am. Used to swim and dive competitively and was a lifeguard. Cool. Well, I would consider myself as a no swimmer because I took swim lessons as a child. I learned how to float, do the dog paddle, know how to float on my back, um, all that good stuff. But the swimming part, I am not a swimmer. I know how to save me. Now, when people are drowning, they flapping their arms and all over the place and trying to, yeah, that's not me. I can barely save me, so I won't be the one trying to help you because um, I've seen movies and I've heard from other people. You have to wait until they stop flapping so you can actually save them without them drowning you. I won't be that one saving you because I'll be the one flapping. That's me. I'll be flapping until I get back to safety, and floating on my back and doing what I need to do. Um, so don't expect me to take you swimming, and don't expect me to basically save you because I can't do it. I can't do it for myself. When you get a chance, check your Facebook messages. I sent you a message the other week about a speaker you might be interested in. Okay, I will do that. I will definitely do that. Um, see, most of my, if you send it to my Ask the Nanny messenger, sometimes if it's not right directly in front of me in my friends list and all, if it's not right directly in front of me and it is in like my This Jam Good or my Ask the Nanny or the Third Parent Academy, and I have to flip over or switch, I'm not good at that. I'm good at a lot of technology, but I'm not good at that. So I will go back and I will intentionally go back and check and make sure that I don't have any uh, messages. And when I find it, I'll be sure to contact you. Thank you. Um, I'm not sure what happened to Carrie. I was trying to wait to see if she was going to come back on. Um, but Karen, maybe you can jump in and answer her question as to if there's a classification. How do you categorize yourself? Uh, she says, I'm here. Sorry, I can't get back onto the live now. This thing went from 50% to 5% in a minute. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Um, so Carrie, do you have any category? Are there any categories that you can put yourself in as far as what type of swimmer you are? I know I'm in the zero character, from 0 to 10, I'm at zero completely. She did. Karen did. She said, strong. She's a strong swimmer. Okay, so I would assume that you're between the 8 to 10, 10 being, a 10 to 12, since you were a diver and a lifeguard. I'm assuming that you know all the things about swimming. I have little, like I said, I'm at the 0 to 1, leaning closely to 0 instead of 1, because I know I can't save anybody. Non-swimmer, swimming lessons and levels, competitive swimmer. Okay, cool. That works. So, we were talking about the bathtub and the little what is it called? The sand, water and sand play tables that you have outside in your backyard. It only takes a couple teaspoons of water to drown you. It doesn't take that much water to drown you. So when you get done playing in the water, turn it off. Even those little slip and slide, what are those things? Those slide things that you go, they contain water and they hold water so you can slide properly across them. So, uh, okay. Thank you, Karen. You can slide across them, but turn the water off and drain the slide. Don't let the water sit on top of it. Drain the slide. Okay, that's a good idea. Carrie said if you put a baby gate or one of those play yards around the kiddie pool while you're having it to warm up, do so. Because I know that was, oh Lord, he's in college now. So it's got to be 20 something years ago when I did that. When I put we bought the little green uh, pool, set it out in the front yard, put some water in it because that water was ice cold first thing in the morning. But then it's like 85, 90 degrees in the evening and the afternoon. So I wanted the water to warm up some so that he wouldn't be chilled to the bone when he got in. But I never put a baby gate around it. I never thought somebody else's kid can come up in the yard, jump into the pool, and drown while we're inside or at the park or doing something else. Somebody else's child can come up there, get in the pool, and drown. Never crossed my mind because, hey, this is private property. But I guess that's why the insurance companies require you to put a fence around your pool in your backyard, no matter what size it is. Some of them even have, I know the ones in Florida, when they have the fence around them, but they also have a covered, like a covered fence. So the fence is at the top, and it's like a dome over the pool, and they have locks on it, so you can either access it from the inside of the house, or you have to have the key to the lock to access it from the outside of the house. So that's the way they do that. Hold on, somebody hit. Or just fill the pool with kettle water in addition to the hose water. Boil the tea. True. Um, so you put the hot water in the cold water to make it warm. Exactly. Okay, so Karen says maybe not poor swimmer. What do you call a person who can doggy paddle and stay afloat, but not really swim laps? Me. That's what you call that. Me. I can dog paddle. I can stay afloat. I can float on my back. I know how to kind of be still and just kind of float along. I know how to kick my legs to, kind of do that side stroke and keep my head above water. I can do that and then go to the other side and swim that way. I can do all of that. But I am not you know, got that rhythm and that form and you that ain't me. So I don't know what you would call that. Um, I'm not. Um, I guess I would give numbers on a scale of 1 to 10, and my swimming ability it would be about a 1. And when I say a 1, my swimming ability to save your child. Now I will do everything I can. I will fight, you know, life and death for your child. But if I can't get out there to save your child because I can't swim fast enough, I don't have the form, then don't send me to the pool. Give me the kiddie pool. Let's put that attachment on the hose, and the sprinkler, so they can run through the water and get wet and have fun. That I can do. But that other stuff, no. uh yes, lock vents are covered, and they make alarms to alert your phone if something or someone were to fall in the pool. Yes. So get you one of those, several of those. Yes, Angela level. Yes, my level. Because I can't swim. Recreational swimmer with a doggy paddle and floating. Recreational swimmer. But is that really swimming? I would say I'm a recreational floater because I really don't have a form of swimming per se. So how about recreational floater? Is that a more I would say that would be a more precise me. Michelle says, I can swim in a pool, not gracefully. Ha. Ocean, I have not swum in. And the lake, yes. But I am much better swimming underwater versus swimming on the surface. Wow. Yeah, it takes a different set of skills to swim underwater. It's like you glide through the water. The parents that I have that are scuba divers, I know that they can swim, but watching them, glide through the water with the tank on the back and all, yeah, they are awesome. And the little flappers, they make it look so easy. But I know that I wouldn't. I would probably panic and not remember to breathe through the mouth and not the nose. It would take a whole lot of practice to get me to do all that. Um, but yeah, as far as I like. So, what would you call yourself, Michelle, if you're not graceful on top of the water, but you're graceful under the water? How would you rate your swimming level when it comes to the kids, rescuing the kids or taking care of the kids? How would you um, how would you rate yourself on that? Because it sounds like you are a 10 under the water, but what about on top of the water? Is it more like a 5 to 7, or is it more like a 3 to 5? She said, a messy swimmer. I love it. Yes. Well, I'm a hot mess swimmer then. Check out Abby's Hope when you hop off. Look for the watchdog passes. I have pics of mine, but can't post them in this chat. Okay, cool. I will check that out. I tell the families that I would be more on the preventative, probably 4 or 5. Okay, well you did better than me, cause I would be 0. One is here, 0 is there. I'm right there. I'm curious about this. We'll definitely look it up. Yes, I'm curious about it too. Um, I want to see what it is. The Abby's Hope. If you all are watching, look up Abby's Hope. Let me see if I can find the original. post where you mentioned Abby's Hope. Is it abby'shope.org or was it Abby's Hope? I'm trying to see where yeah, abby'shope.org. Look up abby'shope.org. That's what it is. Let me see. I'll post it again. It's abby'shope.org. So if you're interested, please check out abby'shope.org. Karen always gives me great tips. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, um, I think we're done with our tips, and it's almost 8 o'clock. And I have an announcement to make. Um, Due to some, um, hold on, let me see what this says. The best thing to do is communicate clearly. You wouldn't tell a family you can make a meal prep and cook meals for the parents too if you're prone to burning. Yes, and don't like doing it. If you're not a good swimmer, tell them. If you are, tell them. Not a good comparison with food versus swimming, but you get the point. Yes, I get the point. I like to cook. I don't burn a whole lot anymore. When I'm too busy multitasking, then something, I would start, "Ooh, wait a minute, hold on, let me catch that before it starts burning." But uh cooking, yes, give me a recipe. I'm at 8, 9, 10. Swimming, I'm at closer to zero. Okay, I have a Facebook user that says hi. Hello, Facebook user. I'm not sure. Is that you, Carrie, saying hi? Oh, collinshope.org as well. Okay, look up abbyshope.org and collinshope.org. Okay, now on with my announcement. Um, I am making some changes to. Oh, it's Lucretia. Hi, Lucretia. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, so I am making some changes to Ask the Nanny, and we are going to start in July every the first and third. Um, is it the first and third? Yes, the first and third Mondays will be Ask the Nanny, and I will still have special guests. Um, on hold on, my stuff is I have my arm wrapped up. This is one of the reasons why I'm doing this. I want to do more training with the nanny community and Kimberly C. Brown. If you all know her, we have collaborated and we're doing a clubhouse on Wednesday nights where you can talk and we do role playing and we're doing more of a training session. It is absolutely free, but and I also do TikTok on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's a lot, and I've been having some health issues lately. This my neck, I have a bone spur that has grown and it is sticking into my spinal cord. And that's why my shoulder is taped up because it keeps firing down my arm. And in firing down my arm, it's sending numbness down my arm, down my left arm. And I don't know just yet. I'm trying to not go under the knife. I'm under doctor's care, and I'm trying not to go under the knife. Um, so I have cut back on my work. I have cut back on several. other activities, and I'm only doing the things that are most important to me. And right now, my nanny community is, and educating new parents is where my heart is. And I have cut back on my hours at work pretty much in half. And so um, that's why I am um, having to hone in on what's important to me and letting go of some things that are they're important, but it's like add on this, add on that, add on this, add on this, come do this, come do that, come do. I can't do it all. I'm finally realizing that I can't do it all. I am a super nanny, but I'm not super nanny. So I'm letting go of a lot of things, um, and letting go of a lot of leadership roles that I was a part of, and it is important to me that I let you all know this. And because I'm, where is my camera? Okay, and because I decided to do this and let go of a lot of things, I wanted to let you all know that I'm still here. We'll still be doing the first and third Mondays uh, of each month. But because I want to do live training where everybody gets to speak and everybody gets to say so and everybody gets a chance to participate, I want to invite you all to come to the Year of the Nanny Clubhouse. If you don't have a clubhouse, Clubhouse is open to Android and Apple now. So if you need an invite to come to the the clubhouse, I have about 6 invitations left. But on Wednesday, the 23rd at I think it's 8:30 p.m. Central, no, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be in the clubhouse of the year, titled "The Year of the Nanny," which belongs to Crystal Gale. She owns Elite Metro Nannies. Hey, Crystal Gale, the nanny pins. That's the Hey Crystal Gale I'm talking about. We She has opened up her clubhouse to us, one of her rooms to us on. Okay, I'm gonna post these as 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 I'm talking. So she has graciously opened up her clubhouse to us on Wednesdays, on the second and the fourth Wednesdays of each month, so that we can um, have nanny trainings. This on the 23rd, we are talking and doing scenarios with nanny agencies. Uh, Last week we had White House nannies there with Barbara Klein. We had uh, Elite Metro nannies. We had No Other Nanny, which is um, Jada Pickett. We had I can't even think of all the nanny. There were like 7 or 8 nanny uh, agencies there. My Girl Friday was there. This coming week we got the come and find out. I put it like that. I don't have my list in front of you, in front of me to tell you which ones, but there's like 7 or 8 nanny agencies that are participating, and we're role playing and seeing how they handle situations when nannies have conflict with parents. When a nanny is in a situation, how do they their interview processing goes? What do we need to know to work with an agency? How do they pair us up um, with the families? How do they match us up? You get to ask we're doing role playing, and I'm sure in the future we're going to do some role playing as in interviews. So the interview, you get to interview, somebody plays the parent, somebody plays the someone, whatever nanny wants to be the nanny in that situation, in that scenario, and then we play it out several different ways, because all nanny, interviews don't go all peachy keen and yes, you got the job, okay. No, all interviews don't go that way. So we are trying to train, uh, give you opportunities and bring people to the clubhouse that are willing to help us to be better and willing to help us to do better, so that we can get those jobs that we want. Okay. So, uh, Ask the Nanny will be on the first and the third Monday, and the Nanny Clubhouse, with Kimberly and myself and Hey Crystal Gale, will be on the second and the fourth Wednesday nights at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Ask the Nanny is not changing the time. It's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I had to make room for um, me. I had to make some recovery time for me, because when this first happened, and I would turn my head this was it. That's all I had, because it would shoot pain all down my arm, and it's getting better, but I'm still getting those, when I hold my head a certain way, if I lean forward or I turn too far this way, it shoots. It's like a sciatic nerve. If you ever had a pain in your leg, it's like, the best way to describe it, I put it like this. You know how when your foot falls asleep or your arm falls asleep, or whatever when we say it falls asleep, and then it gets to the point where you literally have to kind of drag it because it feels like dead weight. And then a little pin pricks, and as it comes back to life, you get those pin pricks and all that stuff in there. That's what it feels like. It's going down my arm. And when it happens, it feels like my arm is dead weight. So it's on the side with my heart, and my blood pressure. Y'all don't even want to know. Um, I've started eating differently. I started doing a lot. When I get done, my shoulder finally gets well. I'll be able to exercise like I want to. Uh, the agency clubhouse was great. Yes, it was. Oh, Carrie was there. Yeah, it was a good time. And I have 8 invites if anyone needs one. Find me on Instagram, Carrie the Nanny. Yes, Carrie, I'm going to let you go because I know you have a baby to take care of, and I appreciate you coming on and enlightening us with swimming tips. Um, Thank you, Karen, for your input, and thank you, Nanny Michelle Poppins, uh, for helping, and your input as well. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do starting in July. Um, this is the last Ask the Nanny for this month, because the next 2 weeks are going to be very strenuous with me going to the doctor almost every day and dealing with pain from this, and trying not to go under the knife because they need to cut right here. That's too close to my jugular vein. I'm sorry. Ooh. And the fact that, um, anything that makes me drowsy takes me on. I mean, like Dimetap, allergy medicines. I get, if it says may cause drowsiness, or even the daytime medicine, I get that medicine head, and it takes just one pill. I'm out for 2 days, literally sleeping for 2 days. It takes me that long to come out of whatever it is. And the medicine head that it gives me, my last surgery, uh, was in 2005. And I stopped breathing on my own 8 times, and they had to put me on a respirator. Surgery was fine. It's just the anesthesia took me so far under that I was just gone. And my body did not breathe on its own. So they put me on a respirator. Surgery was at 1. I didn't get to my room out of recovery until somewhere around midnight, when I found out I was allergic to the medicine they were giving me for pain. So my body does not like foreign medicines. It doesn't like most medicines I'm allergic to. So I tried to do holistic, but at this point, I don't know how much longer that I can do holistic, especially with the bone spur sticking into my uh, spinal cord where all the nerve endings meet right here. And it's shooting and firing, and my arm is dead weight. And I carry my babies with my left arm. So I'm really struggling with this, y'all. Um, my eyes are dry now, but I am really, really, really struggling with this and what to do and how to do and to navigate my way through this. So, you all pray for me, send good vibes. Um, but I ain't out the picture yet. I ain't going nowhere. I'm fighting it. It's not going to have me, I'm going to take over it. So, you all keep me in your prayers, but I've got to cut some stuff out. And a lot of things that I've been doing, I've cut out. So if you call me or you message me or and I don't answer right away, then I'm probably taking some me time because that's what I'm having to learn how to do. And I talk about self-care, 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 and I thought I was doing a good job of it. Apparently not. So thank you, Karen. So you all, please pray for me, and don't count me out yet. I'm still here. I'm still fighting. Y'all know me. Uh, oh, okay. Carrie, uh, I can't even, Casmeric Bland. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So I am done for the night. Thank you, Lucretia. I am done for the night. Thank you all for uh, your support. Thank you for following me. Thank you for believing in me. Thank you for everything that you are doing. The prayers, the whatever the case may be, whatever you're doing for me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. And thank you seems kind of inadequate for uh, what some of you all have done and are still doing. You've been with me since day one. So thank you. And I will see you all on next Wednesday. Remember, if you need an invitation, please let me know. And I think there is a code that Crystal Gale has that she can get you into the uh, a direct link to get into the clubhouse room, but you still have to have an invitation to clubhouse in order to join. But last week, last Wednesday, we had about 40 ladies, maybe more, because everybody kept coming and going. But there was like 40 to maybe 50 ladies, and the nanny agencies helped so much. We learned so much. I learned so much because I've never worked with an agency. I've always gotten my most of my jobs by word of mouth. By the time I finished one, here came another and another and another and another. And I signed up for an agency in Dallas, but before they found me a job, somebody, two or three families had found me. So I've never really worked with an agency, but I learned so much from listening to the agencies talk and how they handle things. And I'm excited for the 23rd because we're going to learn some more. So if you need an invitation, message me. hit me up on Instagram or hit me up on Facebook Messenger, my personal Facebook Messenger. If you hit me up on Ask the Nanny, I may not see it for a week or two because uh, for some reason, Facebook is, the messenger part. Okay, Lucretia, um, I will get with you in just a few minutes after I in here. I will get with you so that I can send you an invitation. Okay. Good night, you all. Thank you again for joining me, and I really, 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 really appreciate you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Okay, and now I'll see you all next time. Hold on. There we go. Now.